Hello. So, I'm gonna talk in a rather weird subject. For me, this this only came about because I actually saw Bill Murray in the painting. Um, for me, I uh, I want to talk about a little bit about suicide, and and to me, like it used to come in my mind thought quite a bit. It used to be a very intricate way of thinking because I'm a very I'm a very confusing person sometimes. I get it. Like I'm a very confusing person, and a lot of the shit that I do doesn't make sense to other people. Um, for me, like initially when I thought of suicide, and I'm not saying like I haven't. I really have. It came from a deeper mindset. Like, was I enough? Like to me, like I've always felt like I could never be enough for other people, especially myself. Like, and maybe that was very selfish, and it is very selfish. But to me, it's not about being selfish. It was created to this own idea. Like, can can I be something more? Mm, not more, just complete. And to me, like the biggest problem that came from me was that I I didn't feel complete as a human being. Like I didn't I didn't feel like I was worthy, not worthy, capable. Um I just I didn't feel like I was capable to be the human being I wanted to be. Like I felt like some days were just harder than more to other people. Like you ever felt like you've looked at other people and you're like, wow, those people are really having a good time. Like they're on their shit. They're just amazing for who they are. They're just great the way they are. Like they're okay. They're okay being themselves. And to me, like I've never felt like I was okay sometimes. I always felt like I'm this weird person. Like I've never felt like I belonged anywhere. I really haven't, and that just tore me down. Like when I was younger, like it tore me up. Like it really tore me up to say like I don't fit anywhere. Like I wanted to feel like I belonged somewhere. And no matter what I did, it always brought people out. Like it brought people to not like me even more the more I expressed myself even more. And I I I, I watched this video um where our closest neighbors, which are chimpanzees, and they're growing and they have this exponential growth, and like, as human beings they had this exponential growth, and it was because they had to work with other people. And to me, like I'm a loner. Like I'm not this guy. Like I have to be like, you gotta be like this, you gotta be like this. Like no, like I want you to be so to the point where you don't need anything but the idea that you have of yourself. And to me that also gave me so much fears, because the fears were that, like, who would accept me. And it was honestly true. Like the more I met women and I did what I did, honestly, I I followed in this constitute of what women liked out of rappers. Like it wasn't the fact that like they liked me for who I was. It was just this persona that I gave to them, and what it was going after that, and whatever came after that came after that. And I told them, like, don't call me like, or maybe that gave that masculine feel, like, to them, like, oh, he has this masculine, or should I put a higher voice, like, he had this masculine feel of who he was, and he doesn't care whether he needs me or not, so that makes me want him even more. And I think that's a really fucked up way to look at it, but it always was. And to me, like, it was fucked up. Like, I didn't want to be wanted. I wanted to be accepted. And maybe this is why I don't date. This is why I'm not looking for love or looking for anybody in particular, because I realize, like, to be wanted truly, I think that's harder than being accepted nowadays. Like, because you have all this internet and everything given to you, you have everything, the idea of what has been given to you. Like let me just say it like this. Like, if you're attractive, you have a good body, and you're beautiful, who you are as a woman, like, I'm gonna look and be like, wow, that ass is nice. Wow, her body is nice. But do I even know who you are? Do you even do how about this? Do I even know who you are? I love your ass, I love your body, but do I even know, like, hey, like, you went through some bullshit as a child. Like, you weren't loved by your father, you weren't loved by your mother, you were neglected, and then you went to foster care just like me. Or not even that, like, you lived on your own after 16, and thus you created this very independent lifestyle, and thus, like, you created a body for you because you weren't wanted by parental figures. So having that, it's not technically a crutch, because that made you stronger, but the crutch was the fact that you felt like you never needed it anymore, and now that hurts. So to me, like, what really hit me when I had those suicidal thoughts was, like, I felt like my mom was a very angry person. Like, she was, like, don't get me wrong, she was a very beautiful woman, like, she was, but she was very angry. Like, she had huge anger problems, and she just knew how to use it. Like, I've seen her tear down women that were easily a foot above her, and she just tore them to pieces. Like, it was just it wasn't even just a fair game. Like, she just knew where to hit, and she created these points and bullet points, and she understood where they were coming from. To me, like, when I look at this, like, it tells me a lot about women. Like, don't get me wrong, not all women are the same. Not all women are like that, but all women have this ability. And I'm not going to say that's okay. Like, I don't respect that. I don't respect women that have such a high emotional IQ, and they know what they're doing. Like, they know what they're doing. They see the emotional manipulation that they're doing, and I've seen it time and time again. Whether the fact that it was on purpose or not, like, I've seen it time and time again, especially. But if a woman tells you, like, she's not doing it on purpose, like, I totally know she's doing it on purpose. I don't respect that. Like, for me, my mom taught me this. My mom taught me emotional IQ for myself. So, like, I remember a night where she did it too. Like, we were alone. She brought a guy over to the house. It was something completely normal. Like, it wasn't like, oh, but it was like, it taught me, like, hey. She was like, see how I use him? See how I play, like, this game? See how I do what I do? And women that don't even try to do it, do it. Or they do know it, but they won't admit it that they will do it. And I just don't trust women to a huge amount of extent because I can see through their bullshit and what they're trying to sell to me. Because a lot of women try to sell to me the same thing like the car sells to me. Like they're like, oh, I'm gonna give you this car, but you better have every manufacturer money and ability to pay for the car, correct? So to me, it's a completely different vice versa kind of way. It's like a reverse psychology. Like she breaks you down by understanding you, and by understanding you, she breaks you down by pieces and fragments. And thus, like, I look at that. So to me, when I look at this bullshit, like, I see what girls are doing. Like, I see what they're doing. Like, I get it, but they don't like me. They don't even give a shit. Like, maybe it might give them like a hoot and holler. They might tell their friends and laugh about it while they get pedicures or whatever bullshit they want to do. But to me, like, I can see the game because my mother was doing cosmetology. So she knows what goes to the rounds. And to me, like, well, everyone's getting haircuts and everybody was getting nails. Like, I was listening to those conversations. I know what they say. I know what you do. I know how you play. I know what you're trying to do. And you may feed me whatever money that you wish to feed me, but I get what you're doing. You're trying to play a mind game, a game that you know that you could almost all the time win. And to me, I'm not playing that game. You can't win a game like that. You really can't. As a male individual, like, you can't win that game. And I know that, and women know that too. They know that too. They want you to try and fight it when they know they're gonna win it. And I am now laughing at that when I'm seeing it in this game that's now literally on viral version. And I think it's a game. Like, I think you can't win that way. But because that's why I do what I say. What I want to tell you is, when initially my suicide came, like, I felt like I needed a woman to fulfill these holes, pockets, just issues to make me feel like I was enough. Like, I felt like everything that I did was never enough. Like, I needed to be like, I needed to be this guy to act like this. I had to speak with a deep voice. I had to act like I was manly, and then I had to act very tall and act as big as I can strong, because mathematically that's how it works. And that's not who I am. I don't want to work my ass off to do that when mentally, like, I know you're just playing a game. So to me, when I see males do the same thing, I just see him learning off because he was raised off a single mom just like me. I know what he's doing. Like, I know males that are doing the same. I know males that do that same game, playing like a woman, and they play the same game, but you don't see it, right? Because he puffs out his chest. He says, like, I'm this guy. I'm over 6 feet tall, and every guy's afraid of me, and I've got to be this way. And honestly, fuck that noise. I ain't about that shit. I don't give a fuck how tall you are, how big you are. I'm gonna go for your fucking knees. So to me, I need you to understand, like, hey, why are they playing this game when it's only one person? Why are they playing this game when it's only one person? Why aren't you even asking this question? It makes no sense. Like, this is why I don't like people, because you're not even using any special concept to ask the real question. Like, you're just like, oh, I see it on the screen, oh, this is really cool, and to me, like, I just see this bullshit. Like, I see this bullshit, like, I'm laughing at it, and you are just thinking it's a fucking rodeo show. Fuck that. This is bullshit. It's a bullshit game, and you're laughing at it because you're so bored because you don't even know how to fucking spend your own time to create your own shit. Like, you don't. And then they want to say, oh, Charlo, you're masquerading, you're taking your ad libs, you don't know how to do it. And then, a matter of fact, how about this? You spend 4 to 5 years doing what I do, and then you do it every day. How about this? You know what? Not even every day. Just do it every other day with me. Do it every other day. And then have a new story, a whole meaning behind that story, and then explain the story behind of what you've already created. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. I want to see you do it. Like, I want to see it. Because, honestly, I don't see that. I see bullcrap. I see a lot of talk. I see a lot of people having a lot of opinions. But if it's so easy, do it. Do it. At the same time, like, no. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's war or peace. Like, just do it. Everything I've done was for peace. Everything I've done was for kindness. Everything was for free. But yet, you still see the bullshit. So, to me, why are you following this bullshit when you know it's all bullshit? Why? Why? And I think this is why I don't fuck with you. This is why I don't want to do anything more than this, because I see you can't even see half your fucking hands out right here. Like, you have the information, that, but you don't even understand the information going like that. You get it? And I think that's why I do what I do. You know I can rap. You know I can do this. Oh, I don't have a melody. Oh, fuck that. Melody's not that hard to learn if you go to Busyworks Beats and he laughs at that. Like, it's so contradictive. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. He says it's easy like an ABC, but then he laughs at someone else that's not doing it, and then you're like, oh, you literally said that it's ABC. That makes zero fucking sense. Don't you understand that going through your mind concept? Like, you're literally saying that out loud. This is what you deal with. But you don't understand it. Like, you just like, oh, I have to go on my internet. No, you don't. Like, I'm trying to give you shit for free to where I could actually buy my own household. But here I am sitting in the basement giving to you for free. But here I am when you can't even fucking bite the supper of what you've been given. Like, it literally makes my mind fucking explode how lazy you could be. It literally does. Like, it literally makes me implode how lazy you could be. So, to me, I'm not even trying to burn. I'm trying to burn you as a human being. Like, you're fucking lazy. Like, you're not even seeing everything, and they're giving you literally everything that you could see to actually have a point to what you could understand. And I have my own family like talking shit on me. I'm okay with that. But when I see like everybody else not even seeing that, it makes no sense to me. Zero sense to me. Like, you have every available ability to create your own intelligence, but you don't. And now, I work my butt off for 4 or 5 years, and they're laughing at it because they realize you're not willing to actually spend the time to look at the knowledge that I gave you for 4 or 5 years. They're literally laughing at you contraceptively. Because they know it's such a contradiction. That's the joke. Don't you get it? That's the joke. They're literally laughing at you, and you're saying they're praising for you. And while you give them golf claps. So you're giving them power because you look at them on such a high pedestal, when in reality they're just like right here. They just work harder than you. Period. They just They just work harder than you. And you give them power because you don't want to work that hard. You want to fuck some chick and then you want to go eat KFC, or you want to go eat Burger King, or you want to just bullshit and talk all the shit that you have, or you want to just lie about what you are, and then you want to say like I'm gonna make that money. I came from the school of hard knocks, but then the fact is like you're sitting here off this bullshit like you never even knew. That's why I don't fuck with you. That's why I don't mind that you talk your shit, because I realize a lot of you aren't working that hard as you say you are. You're busy, but there's a difference between being busy and being effective. And a lot of people are like, Shiloh, you're not very effective. You're not doing this every day. You're not working so hard. I have my shit for the reason why I do the way I do. I have my reason of why I act the way I do. I have the reasons of why I do the things that I do. At least I have a reason. And then I'm still proactive while going to work and doing everything else in the fucking middle. And then I have to learn everything and going through that middle to claim everything for the future or feature that you want to call for what it is. So, what does that say about you? Are you really working hard, or are you just busy? So, let me ask you this. Are you really working hard, or are you just saying you're busy?